Hey loves, it's Britt, and in this video I'm talking about Venus square to Neptune in the composite chart. So the composite chart is the chart of the relationship itself, kind of like a natal chart of who you become as a couple. This video is interchangeable with the Davison chart as well, the composite or the Davison chart. So this aspect in your composite chart can make you feel like you have found the one, the perfect person, the perfect relationship, and it's so romantic, it's so beautiful. This is like your soulmate. This is like, yeah, just the most perfect relationship ever. And it might be that. But the thing with Neptune, specifically in a square or an opposition aspect, usually too, is that we're not seeing the relationship as it really is. We're seeing what we want to see based on like latent dreams and aspirations for what we want love to be. And you both might actually have a different idea of what love could be, and you both can think that the other person is fulfilling that need, but that's not actually what's happening here. If that makes sense. So, like, it actually shows with this square that we both have a different romantic dream. Our Venus Neptune energies are very different from one another. So, one person wants a relationship like this and the other person wants a relationship like this, and we both think that this relationship is providing it when it's actually providing something completely different that maybe we're not realizing. So it's super common with this aspect to just wake up one day and like the fog has cleared, it's lifted, and you're just like, who even is this person? What am I doing? Why am I in this relationship? Like, it can be a dramatic fall from grace. Or if you have other compatibility in the composite chart and this actually is a really good relationship, it just shows that you romanticize each other. You both have a romantic dream. You think this relationship is fulfilling. Whether or not it is or isn't doesn't really matter if you make each other happy in other ways. In some people, it's preferred to have some Neptune energy in a relationship, in a composite chart. Maybe for most people, it's nice to have some Neptune aspects because even if it's not true, if we're otherwise in a healthy union where we're committed to each other, okay, and we both want this to work, it just adds a level of, yeah, romanticizing each other, the relationship, feeling like it has like this romantic high that's unattainable in other relationships. So it can feel like the most dreamy romance of your life. So if the rest of the composite chart shows more stability and durability, then this just shows that we have a tendency to be a little delulu together. It could also show that as a couple, we need to be very clear with signing contracts, legal agreements. Just be very clear, like read the fine print, right? Because as a couple, you could, and this could be like if you're in business together or if you're having some sort of agreement together that you're signing, you just want to be very clear on all types of agreements and exchanges, because as a couple, you can romanticize financial things, you can romanticize business things, or you can just not see things very clearly. So it almost like makes a couple a bit more like Piscean in the realms of Venus, so like love, pleasure, finances, self-worth. When you're having this kind of Neptunian energy, you just want to be very clear in everything you're doing and recognize that this aspect does make you a little bit delulu as a couple. So you want to be aware of actually other people in the outside world trying to like take advantage of you. Not that, I mean, not to live in fear. I'm never saying like live in fear, but like if an opportunity arises, you're going to make a business deal, you're going to sign a contract, do an agreement, just be very clear when you have this aspect, especially if it's in relevant houses, you know, like the square is taking place from the second house, or you know, the 10th, or you know, one of these houses that would be relevant to business or finances. You just want to be aware. And yeah, you just also want to be aware if you have this aspect, and you're not in a relationship but you would like to be, and you're dreaming about it and you're wanting it and you're hoping that it happens. You need to just have a little bit of a reality check with yourself, and you know, check in, like, is this really going to happen? Like, is this something really worth pursuing? Because just because you feel like it's the romantic dream realized, with the square, it might not actually be that. It could be that, but it might not be. It might just be that Neptunian fog that actually acts kind of like a drug. You're a little bit drugged when you have this aspect in your composite chart. Now, that drug can help you produce magical works of art, and you know, connect with this feeling of a spiritual love, a divine love, a love that is higher frequency than anything you've ever known. So it can be very creative, it can be very valuable, but half the time that creativity is going to come from how painful the realization is when it kicks in that this is not what you thought it was, and it was a Neptunian delusion. So beautiful works of art were probably made about this aspect in the composite chart, you know. Like, I would be curious to see what celebrity couples or musicians like had this with one of their spouses or in a relationship, because I imagine with Venus Neptune in a square, Venus Neptune square in the natal chart, and also, you know, synastry or composite, this is a very creative aspect, because the square is a very outgoing aspect. It's a more like you want to do something about that energy, right? Rather than the in conjunct that's more subdued. The square is so much tension that it like needs an outlet. And so I feel like the one good thing this aspect would be good for in a relationship of you know, many, there's other good things, right? The romanticism can be nice, but creativity being expressed with this aspect could be very high and very beautiful. It can also kind of soften the personalities, like I said, kind of bringing a Neptunian energy to you both. So you want to be careful that you don't get into this relationship and just start bending over backwards for this person, because they do activate a weakness in you. They activate a weakness in your self-worth and your ability to love. It's like you could want to do anything for this person, and you just want to make sure like that you're both feeling the same way, and that you don't end up getting hurt with this one. But like I said, if you do get hurt, there's going to be a lot of creativity or art produced from this aspect. It could also show up in affairs or relationships that are taboo or unconventional, because Neptune has this effect of making people do stuff that is out of character or scandalous. There's an element of that with Venus square Neptune in the composite chart. And also you want to be very wary of drugs or alcohol or other drugs, because Neptune is already like a drug. So you want to go into this clear headed and make sure you're really seeing things accurately. It is kind of a red flag, although I don't feel that it's as difficult as other Neptune squares in the composite chart. It definitely can be difficult. So I hope this was helpful, sending you all the love. If you have this aspect, I'd love to know your experience of it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, your requests in the comments. Keep them coming. Thanks so much, you guys. Talk to me in the comments. Love you. Bye.